Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm so glad to renew my acquaintance with the Minister for the Cabinet Office, or as the newspapers always call him, effectively the Deputy Prime Minister. Surely the only occasion these days when the words Prime Minister and effective are used in the same sentence. And while there are many other important issues,
what I set out yesterday was a plan for a global Britain, bringing prosperity to this country and jobs to people and spreading economic growth across the country. But actually yesterday we also learned a little more of the Right Honourable Gentleman's thinking on this issue. What he said was the following. She has said that leave the single market, then at the same time says she wants to have access to the single market. I'm not quite sure how that's going to go down in Europe. I think we have to have a deal that ensures we have access to the market. I've got a plan.
Resume what day? Order, put it back. I'm grateful to a dedicated servant of the House for bringing forward the mace and restoring it to its place. I'm sorry, but under the power given to me by Standing Order number 43, and I think the Honourable Gentleman will know the implications of his action, I must order the Honourable Gentleman to withdraw immediately.
We've seen from the Labour Party, there's one thing we can be sure about, that whatever U-turn comes next in Labour's policy, he'll send out...
Order! I said a moment ago the Leader of the Opposition must be heard, and belatedly he was. And the Prime Minister will be heard. The Prime Minister.
Whatever change in Labour policy we'll see, he sent out his henchmen to reveal it all to the world, the inconstant gardener. Can I say to the Right Honourable Gentleman, I think it's time. Somebody will explain it to the Leader of the Opposition a little bit later.
The benefit freeze takes 1.5... If you'll wait a moment, I'll explain what my question...
Order, Mr. Hands. Calm yourself, young man. You're getting a little overexcited. I know you've already asked a question. You blurted it out to the best of your ability, and we're most indebted to you. But now is the time to keep quiet. Jeremy Corbyn.
Mr. Speaker, the benefit freeze...
Successful food manufacturer and supplies hotels and restaurants. They recently made a very good breakfast sauce, Mr. Speaker, called the Full English Brexit, which I think will be appreciated by many of my colleagues, although it's a little hot for me. The Chief Executive, John...
Careful financial management, what do we see? Borrowing down, unemployment down, income tax down. Oh, up, they say. Well, I'll tell them what's gone up. Support for...
Order! I said that the Right Honourable Gentleman must be heard. The reply from the Prime Minister must be heard. The Prime Minister.
The Labour benches want to know what's gone up. I'll tell them what's gone up. Support. As long as it takes, I'm going to tell you. Support for public service.